I know I haven't posted in a really long time. You guys must have thought that I died, but I did not. So today I'm making a video to say happy holidays, and I hope that you have a really good Christmas. And today I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff that I randomly found in my bed. If my hair is a mess, yes, I did not brush it because I had my hat on and I came straight home because I just went to go cut down my Christmas tree. Okay. Oh my gosh, my iPad's gonna fall off the bed. Okay. Well, oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. I think that's good. But yeah, so we're just gonna be going through some of the stuff that I've randomly found in my bed. First thing that I see in my bed is this water bottle. And yeah, I like it. The next thing I see in my bed is this remote, TV remote. The next thing I see in my bed is a QT toe. The next thing I see in my bed is another QT toe. The next thing I see in my bed is another QT toe. The next thing I see in my bed is like a cat with a bunny onesie on, and it looks like she has a little pocket, and it does open and you can put stuff in there, but I have never put anything in there. The next thing I see in my bed is this disco ball pillow. The next thing I see in my bed is another water bottle that has capybara stickers on it. Capybara. Okay, but like the next thing I see in my bed is this cat water bottle with AFMAU stickers on it that I haven't drank out of in 2 whole months. A Pom Pal in my bed. That's a little cow. And the next thing I found in my bed was tissues, aka toilet paper. You guys, I'm getting married today. But ow. Wait, why did I say ow? That did not hurt. Okay, the next thing I have in my bed is this stuffed animal that I love, and yeah. Yeah. The next thing I see in my bed is this platypus Beanie Baby new version. The next thing I see in my bed is this old version pink dog Beanie Baby that I got when I was like born or something. I don't remember when I got it, but yeah. The next thing I see in my bed is this dog Beanie Baby that looks to be somehow like a beagle. I don't know what dog this is. Comment if you know what it is. The next thing I see in my bed is this teddy bear that I got. There's a story behind this bear. So when I was a baby, I was going out of Kroger and I was sitting in a shopping cart, and then this old lady turns around in her car and hits the shopping cart that I was sitting in. I fell out of the shopping cart and I got hit by the car. So I had to go to the hospital, and there were no broken bones, but there were a few injuries around my body, and I got this bear because I don't believe that I was this age that I was right now, because, as I said, I was a baby. Oh, I already showed that. My brain is getting mixed up. The next thing I have is this fluffy dog. Oh, my grandma's coming up here. The next thing I have is this frog jelly cat. The next thing I have is a axolotl blanket. The next thing I have is a sock. The next thing I have, oh my gosh, I hit my head. The next thing I have is a mushroom. The next thing I have is a lafufu. The next thing I have is a bear. The next thing I have is a strawberry Pom Pal. The next thing I have is a Kitty Marie stuffed animal as baby Kitty Marie. The next thing I have is a mushroom. The next thing I have is a bunny. The next thing I have is a seal, and if you unzip its stomach, it has babies. My cousin actually got this for me. So if you see this video, comment. What? 1 second. Never mind. The next thing I have is a flamingo. The next thing I have is a turtle.
Up here?
Yeah, she's up here.
Okay, good.
But
You
I'm making a video. I'm making a video. You guys, I'm making a video, so don't interrupt me. The next thing I have is a bear. The next thing I have is a chicken. The next thing I have is a Highland cow with flowers in its hair. It's also pink. The next thing I have is a strawberry deer. The next thing I have is pirates. The next thing I have is a flower pillow. The next thing I have is a heart blanket. The next thing I have is a monkey. The next thing I have is a cute little bee from some place called Miniso. And look at that face. You can't resist the bee. The last thing I have is an owl. And that's all for today's video. Bye, guys.